It's on. Um, I've known a lot of people that started businesses or had an idea, they were trying to get it off the ground, kind of thing, getting investors or whatever. Think fast, move slow. I knew someone that created a widget and that thought he had a great idea, and it might have been had this great idea for a widget, and but it's an industry that I knew nothing about, so I can't. Hey, it sounds okay, but I don't know anything about that industry. I can't know if it's a good idea or not. But this guy believed it was a good idea, and he thought about it for a long time. But he knew it probably would not sell profitable for the cost. In other words, if he could probably sell it for $19.95, but to have a manufacturer, there's a certain kind of welding that needed to be done, it was $20 a piece. And because I can't make any profit on that. Okay. So then he started looking at the welding. This machine's about 10 grand, and if I weld it myself, I could take that, over time, pay that off and take the middleman out of the picture, which is not bad thinking. And then he was trying to get people, maybe somebody would help him invest in what he was doing and buy this machine and get it up and running and all this stuff. It all sounded good if you'd never heard this kind of story before. And I'd asked the guy, I said, listen, you got this widget here, this gizmo. Have you tested your market? Do you know if you can meet your market? In other words, do they even like your product? You might think it's a great idea, but every single other person that you think is your market might say, I don't need that. You could just completely have missed it. And I said, "What you're thinking you're going to sell it for $20, or your cost could be $20, but some people might look at it and say that's a $5 product." Well, you can't meet your market. Then there's distribution and all those other things. But I told him, I said, you've gone from you got an idea to your first roadblock was you're assuming what it would sell for, and you cannot make a profit having this other guy build it. So you're going to take on his position, which is going to cost you 10 grand and some learning, I'm sure, training. And then you're going to create this product, and then you're going to put it on the market. And you have yet to know if you can meet your market or not. And I said, if you think this thing is legit, go pay the guy $20 to make each one of these gizmos, 50, whatever it takes. And if you got to sell it for $19.95, see if you have a market. You might think, well, okay, I have a market. They all sold. Can I charge $30 for it? Then you have to, kind of thing. But I see so many people over the years that want to jump to there's nothing wrong with the idea of, well, I'll do it cheaper if I do it myself. I totally support that. But you got to know if you have a market or not. I work at a golf course. We've had a snack shop so many times. We had, at one time, you could have gotten either a cheeseburger, high quality cheeseburger. I know because I cooked it. Cheeseburger. You could get Hot Links Polish sausage sandwich. You could have got a tri-tip sandwich. There was something else we used to sell. Top grade stuff. It wasn't too pricey, but it was a meal. I can't tell you how many times we'll come up to you and say, "You got any hot dogs? You guys sell any hot dogs?" My market wanted dog food. I was selling fillets. I was not meeting my market. I should have just sold them dog food. You know what? Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow with hot dogs. I'm going to take all this expensive shit out of here and start making you ding-dongs hot dogs. Stuff you full of that garbage. That's what I should have did. But the people that were able to test their market, well, let me see if I got a product here that I could actually sell at a profit. Let me see, will people buy this? And you could get detailed about that, How fancy do you want to make? Maybe you don't have to make it that fancy. Keep it cheap and expand later, all this kind of stuff. But so many people will go to the other stuff and start spending big money. This guy needed 10 grand. He was looking for 10 grand, but did not accomplish the most important thing is, do you have a market? Have you tested your market? Will these people, the people you think are your market, will they buy your product? Because you could go through all that stuff, get everything all done, doing it all yourself, building it as cheap as possible with the best materials, and you take it to the market and they're like, yeah, I'm not buying that. Anyhow, I had a conversation with someone that was all about this stuff again. I'm like, well, you got to make sure we all assume that, oh, people like this would go well. Me, I can't see into that anymore. I'm 57. I'm from another planet. I look at the things that are priorities to people now. I look at how people dress now, or the things they buy. There is no way I could dictate, oh, there's a market right there. This is the product they need. I have no clue. I am completely from outer space. I look at, the pierced nose, and I don't know how to address this. I don't know how to meet this person if I was trying to sell them something. Tattooed up, and we're from different planets, man. So I could not, back when I was younger, let's say 90s, early 2000s, I was pretty good at these things. But the world has changed so much. If someone came to me and said, I got an idea and I think this will sell. You know what, dude? You might be right, because I have no idea. But just don't buy your way in to a market. You always want the market to pay your way in. And you can't do it in every situation. If you have some $1 million thing going on, you need investors, I can't help you there. But always try to test your market. Always see, do you really have, is this really a need? There's one thing. If I had won the lotto tomorrow and had gazillions of dollars, I don't know if I could do it profitably. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I couldn't. But this is the Fresno area. I live outside of Fresno. It was always a race town. Racing was really big here. But every time someone tried to build a track, they'd shut it down. Oh, you can't do that. You're too noisy, too this, too that. Whereas the other parts of California, they used, there's racetracks. But there are so many people, and I'm not talking about just the people that do street takeovers and all that stupid stuff. Although you could give them a parking lot to run into each other. But if like a drag strip, if you had a drag strip where you could take whatever stupid thing you're working on, driving, modded, not modded, or whatever, bring it here, and $20, you can run it down that lane and see what you can do. We'll get your number on the wall. Your vehicle does this, and then maybe after we have so many people participating in this drag thing, we can break it up into classes. Acura's against Hondas, Peterbilt's against Max, whatever you got, and people who stands make money off your beverage or whatever. But just a drag strip. Have these people, because they do it on the street all day long. I got this brand new road over here. All night long, these guys are racing up and down this thing. Well, put it someplace where there's a bit of safety. Maybe got an ambulance waiting for them when they kill themselves, and charge them a couple of bucks or whatever. But the liability would be just too high, and it's too noisy. But I'd like to have a racetrack, and I've never been a race person. It's not my thing. But I could see where, man, there's a ton of people I think take advantage of that. Just get their name on the wall. Anyhow, can you meet your market? Love you. God bless.